This is level N, list 14, and we're doing the day 1 page, and we're looking at comparatives. So to change a word into a comparative to make it mean more of something, we are adding ER to the end of it. So rather than saying more happy, we would say happier. Rather than saying more lucky, we would say luckier. So let's go through and highlight that ER to indicate that we're meaning more of all of these words. Funnier, sunnier, heavier, steadier, dirtier, easier, busier, and angrier. So comparative comes from the word compare, so you're comparing two things. You could be happy or you could be happier. If it was a super group, a bigger group, and you wanted to say the most of something, you'd add EST to the end. So let's choose another colour highlighter and go back, and you can see if we have a consonant before a Y, we change the Y to an I before we add the ER to make it mean more. So let's go through and highlight that Y is changed to an I. We can't get rid of that sound. You can't go steader. You've got to go stead-it-er. Dirt-it-er. Is-it-er. Biz-it-er. And it-er. So don't forget to put that, change that Y to an I, because we do need the sound left in. Now the other things we need to look at here is, if we have a short vowel sound here, we're going to double a consonant after it. Short vowel sound, we've got two consonants after it. Now you know you can never have double C or double K in a word, so we use one C and one K when we need that double consonant. Fun-eater, we're using the short vowel, so we've got double N. Sunny-er, short vowel, double N. Now, heavier comes from the word heave, so we've got the long E sound changing to a short et sound here. Same with steadier, we've got that long E sound changing back to a short et sound. This IR is an R-controlled vowel. We can use ER, not very often IR or UR in the middle of a word. So here you've got to remember this is one of the IR words. Here we've got the long vowel sound E with the EA. Biz-it-er, so that's tricky. You've got to remember that that it sound is coming through with the U, and angrier, you can hear the sounds in that word. Okay, let's go back and read the word, sound the word, and spell the words. You all know pretty much what these base words mean. Happier means if you're happy and smiling. Lucky means that something good has happened. Funny means you're having a good old chuckle. When the sun is shining, might be sunny, we have sunnier, sunniest. Heavier, something might be heavy, heavier or heaviest. Steady means that it's a steady pace, it's staying the same. Dirtier means you're more dirty, etc. So you can see, you know what those base words mean. We've covered them quite a bit. Alright, got your pencil ready to write. So we've got happier, happier, happier. So hap-e-er, hap-e-er. So let's try writing H-A-P-P-I-E-R, H-A-P-P-I-E-R, H-A-P-P-I-E-R. So do your H, go over for the A and come back. The P we do a long stick and then we do a hill, a long stick, then we do a hill, up for the I, up for the E and handle, and smile for the R. So we'll do the H with a hill, over for the A, back around, long stick, hill, long stick, hill, I, E, handle, smile on the R. H, over for the A, long stick, P, hill, long stick, hill, up for the I, E, handle for the R, then point, smile, dot. This is level N, list 14, and we're on the day 2 page, and we're looking at comparatives. So when we add to the end of a word, we're usually indicating that it means more of something. So more happy, we wouldn't say more happy, we'd say happier. We wouldn't say more lucky, we'd say luckier. So it sounds better and it is correct, more correct to add the ER on the end if we can. So our words are happier, luckier, funnier, sunnier, heavier, steadier, dirtier, easier, busier, angrier. Now let's go through with a couple of highlighters and just highlight. First of all, you need to highlight the I one colour to recognise that you have to change the Y, the last letter of the base word, to an I when you're adding a vowel suffix such as ER. So we've got happier. So you can't lose that sound. You can't say happier or luckier. It's got to be happier, luckier. So you still need that sound there. So the other things we've got happening here is in happier we've got a short vowel sound, so we know we're going to double the consonant after that short vowel sound in a multisyllabic word. So short vowel, double the consonant, short vowel, double the consonant, short vowel, double the consonant. Now heavier, because that comes from the word heave, we take it as a long vowel sound, and we can't put double V there anyway to change it into a short vowel sound. So just recognise that it comes from the word heave, so that's why we have to write heavier. We now pronounce it heavier. So sometimes over time words have changed in the way that we say them. Steadier comes from the word steady, steady probably initially, so you've got the EA there making a short vowel sound. Dirtier, you've got the IR for the long sound, R controlled vowel. Easier, we've got the EA, so notice you've only got one consonant after these long vowel sounds. Easier, one vowel sound. Busier is really tricky because you've got to recognise that you're using a U for that it sound in there. Busier. Angrier is just as you hear it. Just be careful too, because sometimes this S is making a Z sound. Busier, easier. So we quite often use S for the Z sound. In fact, they say that we use S for the Z sound more than we use it for S. About 70% of the time, S will say Z. Okay, let's go back and read those words, sound them and spell them. So we've got happier, H-A-P-P-I-E-R. Let's try doing that one in running writing that hopefully you've been practicing. H-A-P-P-I-E-R. You can finish the rest of those on your own. The crossword here, you've got some clues going across and down, of course. Make sure you look at the number, so you write them into the right space. Cross them off as you do them, and then go back and do the harder ones last. Fill in the gap with the missing list word here, and all your list words, of course, are at the top of the page. Level N List 14, we're doing the Day 3 page, and this is on comparatives. So the base words are ending with a Y, so we'd have happy. We're changing it into a comparative, so we're changing the Y to an I before we add the ER. So you know a comparative is when we compare two things, and a superlative is when we compare more than two things. So it's a supergroup, it's a superlative. So in these ones we've got happier, luckier, funnier, sunnier, heavier, steadier, dirtier, easier, busier, angrier. And you can see we've highlighted the Y that we've changed to an I in pink, and the on the end is in blue. So you can choose whatever colours you want there. So if we're doing happier and we're breaking it into syllables, we're going to break them. So if is a short vowel, so we close that syllable with a P, so we'll be splitting happier between the double P. Happy, we've got a long E sound, the and we've got the R controlled vowel on the end, so we have happier. So let's happier, so H-A-P-P-I-E-R, cover it. We'll try running writing. H-A-P-P-I-E-R. And don't forget to go back and check to make sure that you've spelled it correctly. So all you have to do down here, as I just went through, you've got to break these words into their syllables. Remember that if you have a long vowel sound, you leave the syllable open. That is, you don't close it with a consonant. Whereas if you have a short vowel sound, you do have to close the syllable with a consonant. So short vowels, you're going to cut off the syllable after the consonant. Comparatives and superlatives, so these are all in their comparative form. So to change them into a superlative, rather than having ER on the end, of course, you put EST. So circle the comparative, then change it to a superlative. This elephant can lift the heavier log in the pile. So you'd need to change heavier to heaviest. So, and write that word on the end. You still need to change the Y to an I, but rather than the ER, you're going with the EST. Down in the next section, it says fill in the correct superlative. The winning tightrope walker in the competition was so you have to look up here and find which comparative would fit in there and then change it into a superlative to finish off the sentence. What is the base word? So these you're taking off, you're changing them from a comparative into the base word. So happier would change back to happy. You can finish those quite easily on your own.